Good morning from Lumbee, British Columbia, Canada. So this morning I'm going to attempt to make beef stew. But one thing about making soups or stew or whatever is that if it doesn't turn out to be beef stew, it'll be hearty vegetable soup. Yeah. Anyway, so much for my humor. So I'm going to start with. I pre-did um, round steak. So I was looking up online to find out what might be a good portion. Except for you can buy the beef already cut up for beef stew, but I wanted to have some nice chunky beef, so I bought some round steak. And the information I found online was it should be well grizzled. It should have lines of whatever in it, and so that's what I found. I found some round steak. So in goes the round steak. Then bought some. Cheated a little bit today. I bought some pre-mixed vegetables, so carrots and broccoli and cauliflower and the works. So I'll just dump that in there. I love music. I really love music. And one of my favorite artists of all time is Neil Diamond. So I'm sitting in my chair last night and I thought, I'm going to look up the Jonathan Livingston Seagull soundtrack. And a lot of you probably have never even heard of that, but it is such a soothing, restful, I guess if you want to put it, kind of an album. You can just sit back and enjoy the music. Okay, I'm just going to use some beef broth. Again, there was kind of a recipe for this, but I'm kind of fudging my way through it. I don't know whether you notice this, but I've got my new hoops on. I think I had them on last week too, but so I've had earrings for over 20 years, but I've always just had the studs that you can buy, cheap studs. But anyway, I thought, I'm going to venture out into the fashion world and I'm going to get some hoops. So here they are, the hoops. That beef I put in there, I actually seared it in a big frying pan. First of all, I breaded it with flour, salt, pepper, and here I am. Now, what did I do with my wooden spoon? My wooden spoon has gone missing. Oh well. So I'm just going to put in this tomato paste. I love that I'm so organized. Okay, you can laugh. Go ahead. It's going to be the gray-bearded comedy hour. Anyway, I forgot to say that this is the gray-bearded gourmet. Got a few people subscribing. That's really nice. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Anyway, I'm going to put in a teaspoon of garlic. Love garlic. Keeps the vampires away. So I'm self-diagnosed, but everybody else in my family has it. This ADD. And so a few months ago, I asked my doctor, my family doctor, whether he would prescribe me some medication for it. And he flatly refused, saying that I was too old. Yep, too old to get better, too old to have a normal life. So I dropped him like an anchor, and I have a new doctor in Lumbee that I'm going to see on Tuesday, actually, for my right shoulder. Um, it's been giving me some grief. Anyway, putting in a bay leaf. Hey, I diced up a bunch of potatoes, and I'm gonna put them in there. It's funny, I was looking at the recipe this morning and it didn't show potatoes, but one of the recipes that I had showed potatoes. So anyway, we'll see at the end of the day. And everything that I make, all the soups I make, always has an onion in it. So this one's no different. Although this is going to be stew, or supposed to be stew. Like I said, if it doesn't turn out to be stew, it'll be a hearty vegetable beef, chunky vegetable beef soup. So anyway, some Worcester sauce. Drop that in there. A couple tablespoons Worcester sauce. Put my spoon in here and stir things up as best as I can. There. Put that there. Find my pressure lid. So simple with this foodie. If you don't have one, I would suggest getting one. They're not that expensive. I mean, it's all relative. I've had this for years. It cost me, I don't know, $250 back then. And yeah, it really it makes a preparation of soups, stews, or whatever you happen to be making. And there's so many things you can make in the foodie. You can do steaks in there. You can do chickens in there. You can do just about anything in there. So anyway, so this is going to be set for 30 minutes. So I'm going to set it now, start it, and it'll pressure up. And in the meantime, I'm going to do the dishes. I'm back. So, as I was speaking earlier about what I was going to do with this, whether I was going to keep it as a stew or turn it into hearty beef vegetable soup. Looking in the foodie bowl here, I think that I'm going to change it to hearty vegetable beef soup or hearty beef vegetable soup. Anyway, yeah, because it's got a very nice soup consistency. Yeah, yeah, I think that's exactly what I'm going to do. So, just an admission here. Don't laugh too hard. Is I'm kind of a couch potato over the years. I guess mainly because I enjoy two things that you have to sit down and do, and that is I love listening to music. Three things. I love listening to music. Oh, I can certainly set up so that I'm out there walking with the music. I write. I love fiction writing. I haven't published anything yet, really. I mean, I've sent some to some contests, but I come back empty-handed. Third thing I do is I play lots of chess. And that I do online because I can't play on a board anymore because of my eyes. So anyway, but I'm happy to say is that last week I started to walk. So I walk about an hour a day. Walk down Whitevale Road, and I must say the drivers that I come across are very cautious and caring, I guess would be a good word, because they pull over to the middle and don't make me step in the slushy snowbank. So anyway, thank you to the drivers of Lumbee. Um, Also, one thing about sitting down is that I hate the man boobs. I, just, I didn't know whether I was going to say it or not, but I hate the man boobs. So I'm working on getting rid of those, and I guess that'll come with the walking and losing weight. So anyway, so these containers here I buy from in Vernon. They're 375 milliliters containers, and I fill them up. So we'll just start filling it up. I mean, you could use this as stew too, I guess, because it is fairly thick. So I'm sure the patrons of the food bank will be very happy with what I'm going to bring them this week. So they can either, I'll just label it as soup, but can actually make it into a stew. So I fill up 10 containers, and the reason I fill up 10 containers is that I buy labels with 10 labels on them. So I thought, well, I'll just, instead of wasting labels or trying to figure out how to just do part of the sheet, I'll make 10 containers. So that's what the food bank gets now, are 10 containers. So anyway, yeah, have a great Sunday, and we'll talk to you next week. Soup's on, or stew.